The first night the cameras went live, Adrian Keller sat alone in his dark study, staring at a wall of silent screens, unaware that what he was about to witness would quietly undo the armor he had built around his heart for years. He believed he was protecting his son from the world, but fate had other plans, and they would arrive not with danger or betrayal, but with kindness so pure it would leave him breathless. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of humanity, take a moment right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this remind us why compassion still matters. Adrian Keller was a man who had everything money could buy and nothing it couldn't fix. As the founder of a global security technology empire, his name carried weight, his presence commanded respect, and his wealth insulated him from almost every inconvenience life could offer. But 3 years earlier, a single rainy night had shattered the illusion of control he had lived by. A car accident, violent and sudden, took his wife's life and left his only son, Ethan, paralyzed from the chest down. In one night, Adrian lost the center of his world and gained a fear that never slept. Ethan was only 6 then, a bright, curious child who loved music, toy drums, and the sound of pots clanging in the kitchen. After the accident, his laughter grew quieter, his eyes older. Though doctors assured Adrian that Ethan's mind was sharp and his heart strong, the wheelchair became a constant reminder of fragility. Adrian responded the only way he knew how, by controlling everything. He fortified the mansion, dismissed most staff, installed cutting-edge surveillance in every hallway, room, and corner except the bathroom. He told himself it was protection, but deep down, it was fear dressed as vigilance. When Maria joined the household, Adrian barely noticed her at first. She was recommended by an agency, middle-aged, calm, and unassuming. She moved quietly through the house, cleaning, cooking, and caring for Ethan during Adrian's frequent absences. Adrian reviewed her background meticulously, just as he did with everyone else. Nothing alarming appeared, so he approved her without another thought. To him, she was just another employee under watchful eyes. Ethan, however, noticed everything. From his wheelchair, he observed the world at a different pace. He noticed how Maria hummed softly while working, how she spoke to him with patience rather than pity, and how she treated him like a child rather than a burden. She never rushed him, never sighed in frustration, and never looked at him with the quiet sadness he had grown used to seeing in adults' eyes. Days turned into weeks, and Adrian continued his routine, business meetings by day, surveillance screens by night. At first, he watched the feeds with cold detachment, scanning for risks, anomalies, anything that might threaten his son. But gradually, his attention began to linger on one screen in particular, the kitchen. It was there that something unexpected began to unfold. Ethan had discovered the joy of noise. With limited movement, he found delight in sound, especially rhythmic ones. Pots, bowls, wooden spoons, anything that could create music fascinated him. Adrian had forbidden such messes, instructing staff to keep things orderly, worried about safety and chaos. But one afternoon, as Adrian watched the live feed, he saw Maria sitting on the floor beside Ethan, surrounded by overturned metal bowls and kitchen utensils. Instead of stopping him, she encouraged him. Ethan held 2 wooden spoons in his hands, striking the pots with clumsy enthusiasm. His face lit up with pure, unfiltered joy, the kind Adrian hadn't seen since before the accident. Maria didn't flinch at the noise. She didn't correct him. She smiled, clapping softly, adjusting the bowls so they wouldn't tip dangerously. The kitchen echoed with chaotic music, and for the first time in years, Adrian felt something twist painfully in his chest. He told himself it was harmless. He let it go. But the scenes continued. Day after day, Adrian watched as Maria gently pushed Ethan's wheelchair to the window so he could feel sunlight on his face. He saw her reading to him, not rushed, not distracted, but fully present. He noticed how she spoke to him about ordinary things, the weather, the food, memories of her own childhood, never about his condition unless Ethan brought it up himself. Then one night, something happened that made Adrian lean forward in his chair. Ethan was having a bad day. The cameras showed him frustrated, his small hands trembling as he tried to grip a toy that kept slipping away. Tears welled in his eyes, silent and heavy. Adrian felt his own throat tighten, but before he could even consider intervening, Maria knelt in front of Ethan. She didn't rush to fix the problem. She simply stayed. She adjusted his hands slowly, patiently, allowing him to struggle just enough to succeed. When he finally managed to hold the toy, his face broke into a smile so bright it almost hurt to watch. Maria didn't celebrate loudly. She nodded gently, as if to say, "You did this." Adrian realized, with sudden clarity, that he had been trying to protect Ethan from struggle, while Maria was teaching him how to face it. That night, Adrian didn't sleep. The more he watched, the more he questioned himself. He had surrounded his son with technology, therapists, and rules, but somehow, he had missed the most important element of healing, human connection. Maria wasn't trained in medicine or psychology, yet she seemed to understand Ethan in ways Adrian never had. She treated him as capable, not fragile. Weeks later, Adrian reviewed footage from the previous evening and noticed something unusual. Maria had entered Ethan's room late at night. Panic surged through him as he rewound the clip, heart pounding. But what he saw stopped him cold. Ethan was having a nightmare. His body couldn't move the way his mind wanted it to, and fear had overtaken him. Maria sat beside his bed, holding his hand, whispering comfort he couldn't hear through the silent feed. She stayed there until his breathing slowed, until the tension left his face. She didn't look at the camera. She didn't perform for anyone. She was simply there because he needed someone. Adrian felt tears blur his vision. For the first time since the accident, he allowed himself to cry, not from loss, but from realization. He had built walls so high around his heart that he had forgotten how to let anyone in. Maria hadn't just cared for his son, she had given him dignity, joy, and a sense of normalcy that money couldn't buy. The next morning, Adrian did something he hadn't done in years. He stayed home. He watched from a distance, not through screens, but with his own eyes. He saw Ethan laugh as Maria helped him experiment with new sounds, tapping rhythms on pots, turning the kitchen into a playground. Adrian noticed details no camera could capture, the warmth in Ethan's laughter, the way his shoulders relaxed, the trust in his eyes. That afternoon, Adrian disabled the cameras in the common areas. Not because he no longer cared about safety, but because he finally understood trust. In the days that followed, Adrian began spending more time with his son. He joined the kitchen music sessions, awkward at first, then laughing freely. He learned to let Ethan try, fail, and try again. He allowed messes, noise, and imperfections. Slowly, the mansion stopped feeling like a fortress and started feeling like a home. Maria remained a quiet presence, never taking credit, never changing her ways. She didn't know about the cameras, and Adrian never told her. He didn't need to. Her actions spoke louder than any confession. One evening, as Adrian watched Ethan drift to sleep, a calm he hadn't felt in years settled over him. He realized that protecting his son didn't mean shielding him from the world, it meant giving him the tools, love, and confidence to face it. Before this story ends, take a moment to comment below with a red heart if you believe that kindness can change lives in ways power and money never can. As time passed, Ethan grew stronger, not physically in the way doctors measured, but emotionally. He became more confident, more expressive, and more joyful. Adrian, once a man ruled by fear, learned to live with hope again. He reduced his workload, turned down deals, and chose moments over millions. Near the end of that year, Adrian quietly set up a foundation in Maria's name, dedicated to supporting caregivers of children with disabilities. He never sought recognition, never announced it publicly. It was his way of honoring the lesson she had taught him without ever speaking it aloud. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of the power of patience, compassion, and unseen goodness, please like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and let us know in the comments how it made you feel. Your engagement helps these stories reach hearts that may need them most. Adrian once believed cameras could protect his son from harm. But what he learned was far more profound, that love, when given freely and without expectation, sees what no camera ever could.